Good morning, reefing peoples. I'm showing a lot of videos on this tank where I do all of my nutrient control experiments, and I've published quite a few videos, but this is the last one. This is the conclusive end of this long-term test, and I'm glad it's over. But I've reached a very good conclusion. I can control the nutrients in this tank wherever I want them. This is a fish-only tank, which is the reason I'm comfortable in doing these type of experiments. I wouldn't dare do this on a tank with corals in it because I'd probably kill them. So let me tell you what's going on. This is a 55-gallon tank with a sump, obviously. The water comes in, goes through a filter sock. In the first chamber, there's a protein skimmer. In the second chamber, this is a place to grow algae. Now, this could be an algae scrubber, it could be a refugium. In my case, it's very simple. There's dry rock in here with a Twins refugium light, and I grow nuisance algae, all types, red, green, brown, all of it. When it gets really thick, I yank it out and throw it away. It's that simple. It's messy, but it's simple. Then it spills over into a sponge, which traps the bubbles, goes to the last chamber, which has a return pump in it and a UV sterilizer. So, what are the constants and what are the variables? Let's break this down into an equation. The constants are the food in. So every morning I feed frozen food, which I weigh to make sure I'm doing it. That's how much I feed. And then in the evenings I feed dry food, two different types, one pellet, one flake. And I'm very careful how much I put in by the pinch. I don't weigh it, but I can tell by the pinch. So that's the nutrients in, the food. Now, the other thing I do is the same maintenance all the time. So this filter sock, every second day, I either clean it, or if it's too dirty, I change it. So this filter sock, every 2 days, is either cleaned or changed. The other thing I do, every week, I do a 10% water change. So my constants are food in, the filter sock cleaning or changing, and the water change. Now, what are my variables? My variables are how long do I leave this algae growing light on, and how much carbon dosing do I add in milliliters per gallon per day. So I've got two variables, the amount of light, time this light is on, and how much carbon dosing I add. And by doing those two things, because you have one equation with two unknowns, so you kind of have to play around with it a lot. But I can control the nitrates and phosphates in this tank all the way from 0 to a desired number. So I can go up and down. I've gone all the way up to 10 and higher in nitrates and all the way up to 0.5 in phosphates. And currently, this light is on 12 hours a day, and I dose 10 milliliters of carbon dosing, which is my homemade NO3, which is made of vinegar and vodka. I dose 10 milliliters per day, and the nitrates and phosphates in this tank are 0. And that's where I want them, because there's no corals in here. Now, how would this apply to a reef tank with corals in it? Well, you would just control one or both of those variables until you got the numbers. So if you wanted 3 parts per million of nitrates and 0.03 of the phosphates, then you would adjust how much time this light is on, or you would adjust how much the NO3 you're adding. Now, if you want to start adding NO3 to a reef tank, be very, very careful and go slowly, because once those bacteria kick in that consume those nutrients, you're going to see them drop like a rock, which is probably not great for corals. So anyway, I'm finished with this experiment. I'm not going to do any more videos about it, because I do now have an ability with these two variables, light source and NO3, to control the nutrients anywhere I want them. So there you go. I hope it helps. I'll see you later.